He served his community for more than 30 years. Who was Sergeant Ries? And what does this loss mean to Northeast Ohio and officers across the state? Senior investigator Sarah Goldenberg has a look at who he was and a message from the Ohio Fraternal Order of Police.
54-year-old Sergeant Scott Ries served as a police officer in Ohio for 31 years, wearing the badge to protect and serve. He was a 10-year veteran of the Rittman Police Department. And now, after this loss, a call from the Ohio FOP to end the violence. October 9th, 2023 was a day of celebration for Sergeant Scott Ries and his family. This post from Rittman Police congratulated him on his promotion to sergeant. The caption read in part, his wife Michelle pinned him with his new badge. Before that, he served as a deputy with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office and an officer for the Sugar Grove Police Department in Fairfield County. Now, his loved ones and police statewide grieve his death in the line of duty.
We've been to too many funerals. We've held too many memorials. We've experienced too many losses. And it's time to say enough is enough.
Jay McDonald is the Ohio Fraternal Order of Police president. He called the officers who responded to the emergency in Wayne County heroes.
Bullets are flying and they are going towards the danger as opposed to doing what most of us would do, which is leave the area of danger. And it is one more reason why all of Ohioans need to stand with law enforcement and protect Ohio police, because the dangers are ever increasing.
This July 4th marked 2 years since the line of duty death of Cleveland police officer Jamison Ritter. And July 23rd will mark 1 year since a suspect ambushed 3 Lorain police officers, killing Officer Philip Wagner.
It's been a particularly deadly month, a tragic month, and we must stand with all of the families, the friends and the colleagues of our fallen heroes, because this the impact that is left from these senseless murders continues to live on, not just this weekend or just the coming weeks, but for years and years to come.
It's a reality officers and their families wrestle with every day. The job they love is a dangerous one. Sergeant Ries continued his police training through last month, taking courses including responding to domestic violence and crisis intervention, according to records from the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy. Now, his loved ones and police officers statewide mourn Sergeant Scott Ries's end of watch.
We are there to stand by our brothers and sisters every step of the way going forward, but it is a job we wish we didn't have.
The Ohio FOP tells me they will be there for the officers in Rittman and Wayne County to provide them services and support in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. That will include the National Peace Officer Memorial Service on the lawn of the United States Capitol, a solemn ceremony held each May to honor officers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And our team coverage continues everywhere at 5. We'll hear from community members now in mourning, plus other police departments share their sympathy and their thoughts with the Rittman police.